Where are we going and why are we going to the Goodwill store? Because it is Thrift Flip Road Trip time. Cue the intro. Well, hello, beautiful people. This is Christine, your DIY craftaholic. Welcome to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome to you as well. I have 3 thrift flip DIYs for you, so let's jump right in. So for my first flip, I'll be using 2 of these little wooden wall shelf. I picked up the box. They had maybe 6 or 7 of them in there for $7.99. Who can beat that? So I'll be using 2. I'll be doing one on camera and the other one I'll be working on that off camera. So here I'm just sanding down the edges. I like to sand down the edges of the wood. It gives it a smoother finish and so that it doesn't feel that sharp. So I took the sanding block and sanded that off. The screws at the top here were in a little bit too far, so I'm just using some spackle to fill up those holes. And once that was dried, I then sanded it off a little bit. And now I'm going in with some folk art home decor chalk paint. And the chalk paint was a little too thick, so I'm just watering it down, or not even watering it down. I'm just spritzing a little water on it to make it more pliable. And this wood is porous, so I had to give it 2 coats because I wanted the wood to get full coverage. Now that it's dried, I love these stickers, these transfers so much, guys. If you see me using this a lot, it's because I love it. My last flip thrift video, I used some of these transfers. Try saying all of that very fast. So here I'm using some more on here. So I just cut out the ones that I wanted. I didn't want too much. I just selected a few pieces of the flowers, the roses, and then just transferred that on. Now it's not easy to transfer, so you need to rub a little bit hard and then just pull off the top piece, and then that's it. Burnish as much as you want, and that's it. Now this is what this one looks like. Like I said, I'm working on 2 of them at the same time, but it was too stark, so I'm just using a little Waverly antique wax and my finger dabber and just highlighting or distressing the edge a little bit, not too much, just a little, so that it lifts it off a little bit. Once I had that done, I went over it with some Mod Podge. Now you can use white wax. The Mod Podge is what I had at hand, so I just used it. And here I'm showing you where I took my drill and I bored 2 small holes, and I'm replacing these wall sawtooth hangers at the back. This is just for the purpose of the video. You can definitely put 2. I'm just using 1 at the moment. Once I place those over the holes, I'm using my little screwdriver to just screw in that. And this is done, guys. I did not paint the back of these things. There's no need to paint that. And that is done. Here are both of them and what they look like. Let me know what you think about these. So let's listen to some information about the playlist.
Welcome to the Thrift Flip Road Trip. In today's video, we are participating in an open challenge hosted by Unicorn Dust Designs, Crafting Cousins, and special guest host CJ DIY. Here, talented creators breathe new life into old items. But wait, there's more. We are thrilled to announce that this month's playlist will have a special giveaway with 5 lucky winners. Prizes include a deluxe easy bow maker from Buckeye Girls Lifestyle, a craft tool kit from Lady Red Crafting, a mystery box with crafting supplies from DIY Next Door, and 2 wood craft kits from Crafting Cousins. To enter, Just watch the July Thrift Flip Road Trip playlist and comment your favorite project from each creator on their video. You must comment on every video to be eligible. Mark your calendar for July 27th when we will announce the winners on our community tabs. I'm sorry, due to shipping costs, giveaway is open to U.S. residents only. Don't miss out on this chance to win, and be sure to spread the love by following the playlist link in the description box below.
Guys, you don't want to skip this playlist. Look at all those awesome prizes to win. I will leave links to Sammy's channel, CJ's channel, and the Crafting Cousins Kay and Trish channel in my description box below, as well as the playlist. Make sure you follow the playlist and watch all the videos and comment on the videos in order to be eligible. All right, let's jump into my second flip. So here we are back at the thrift store again. This is the one I'll be flipping next. And all of these were purchased in at the same time. So this is a little house, as you can see. I think this was like $3.99. So I'm just removing the price tag and removing the sawtooth hanger and that little wire that they used. I guess they used that to hang it on the wall. And this is glue and moss right here. I'm trying my best to scrape that off, but when it couldn't come off, I just pulled the bottom off, and I'll set that aside until I'm done. Now here I'm just sanding it down. I also cleaned it up before I did all of this, and I'll clean it down again. But I'm just sanding it down and just prepping the surface for painting. So now I'm taking some of that same chalk paint, as well as some folk art candy apple, I believe that is. I'll do the roof in the red and the base of the house in the white. And I had to give that like 2 good coats. Make sure I got that blue paint out. If you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. And I'm just carefully painting the roof. Now that was done and dried. I'm now measuring out the distance as to where I need to place my windows. Took the L ruler and I'm lightly placing lines down or markings to show me where I needed to draw the window. And then the same painter's tape that I had put down on the house, I'm just going to use that to frame out the window. So I'm just putting down 4 pieces, and then I'm going to put another little piece in the middle. And I did that for both windows. And for the door, I am also doing the same thing I did for the windows, just lightly framing out the area that I needed to put the door, and then just gently curving that to give me an arch. Now this is folk art licorice. I'm freehand painting in the windows. I also painted in the door. So let me take a moment to thank all of my subscribers for your support. Thank you guys so much. If you are new here, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate you joining my DIY Craftaholic family. And now that is dry, I'm just removing the tape. Here are my windows. Now for the top, initially I thought about putting a window there, just like you would have like an attic. I thought against that when I remembered that I had these little wreath forms. I also purchased this at a thrift store, not this one that I went to, not Goodwill. I had these in my stash last year, and I just kind of made it more compact so I could glue that at the top. Before I glued it on though, I remembered that I needed to seal the paint, so I'm just doing that now, going over everything. Now at this point, you can choose to put a wreath, you can choose to write on it, whatever you choose, if you happen to see something like this or want to remake something like this. Before I put on the wreath, however, I remember that I needed to put on the base. I had cleaned it up off camera and painted it as well. So now that it's dry, I'm using wood glue and hot glue to just glue that on. And when the Mod Podge was dry on the surface, I glued on the wreath. Had these little foam berries, glued on some on my wreath. And that completes the wreath. Also had these little Christmas trees in my stash. Got these from the Dollar Tree last year. And I glued on 2 of them right there to spruce this up a little bit. And that is done. Love it, love it, love it. Let me know what you think. Now here we are for our third flip. This one says love it, like I just said, love it, love it, love it. What are we going to be doing with this one? Let's see. I'm doing the same thing. I'm cleaning this up and I'm removing those 3 clips. So I used my screwdriver and removed those, wiped it down, and used some spackle to fill those holes after I sanded it down with the sanding block. Let me pause here just a minute and tell my subscribers thank you so much, guys, for your support. I did mention in a previous video that I will be changing my channel name, so look out for that. I'm still working on the logo as well as my channel banner, and as soon as I'm done, I will make the changes. So look out for that, guys. I'm so excited. All right, so after I applied the spackle and that dried, I'm wiping it down again and using the screwdriver to just remove that sawtooth hanger at the back. And these are the paints I'll be using. So now that it's dried, the words love it, that was still visible underneath the paint. I was still trying to figure out how I'm gonna get that out. Either I trace it over and bring it back to the surface. I didn't really want love it on there. That's not what I wanted for it. I did take some Waverly Antique Wax and a dry chippy brush and just distress that just a little bit to tone down the white. And I also went around the edge of the board just to make that pop a little. Now this is my napkin, and I'll be decoupaging this little Christmas truck that says Merry Christmas on here. So I just took a paintbrush with some water and used the water technique to separate that. Now all that was not necessary because, as you can see, I changed my mind afterwards and started cutting around it. I still wanted that red border at the bottom. The napkin wasn't doing it for me, so I decided to paint it in. Use some of the same red paint I had used in the previous DIY. I wanted that green on the napkin there as a separating barrier between the red and the white. So I left that there. And here now I'm just using the Mod Podge to put that down. You guys know how I do napkin decoupaging. This is not new to you. But if this is your first time seeing this technique, what I'm doing, I'm applying some Mod Podge on the surface, spreading it until it became very tacky. Then I placed the napkin down, used my hand to smooth it out. And once I did that, I took a piece of parchment paper, placed it over it, and the mini heat press. What the heat does is reactivate the Mod Podge and seal it to the napkin. And then after that, you're going to take another coat of your Mod Podge and just apply that over the napkin surface and use your heat gun to dry it. All right, so we are moving on to further embellishment. I thought about what word I wanted to put here. I didn't want welcome, I didn't want merry, so I thought of putting family there. Now I'm using some of these stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using the sticker part. You can also use the part that the sticker came off as a stencil. I don't usually throw those out. I leave them because they can be reused as stencil. Now when I placed the word down, I didn't like how the letters had those little edges, so I decided to cut them off. So I took them, placed them on the cutting board and removed those little pieces, and it looked a lot better to me in my eyes. Let me know what you think, whether I should have left them there or it looked better. The letters looks better without that little piece. In my eyes, it looks a lot better to me. And this is another way you can use these little letters as stencil. If you don't have a Cricut, or if you don't have any form of stencil, plastic stencil or silk stencil, these little letters from the Dollar Tree comes very handy. Budget friendly is my thing. So if budget friendly ideas or craft is your thing, you're at the right place. I'm just rambling, guys, but anyway, you understand, you get the picture, right? You get the picture. Now for further embellishment and to cover up that love it word that was still visible under the paint, I decided to use a piece of this ribbon. I got this ribbon from BB Craft, and I just place a piece of that at the top, glue down the ends at the back. And I had this piece of ribbon. I made a small bow, just sharpen up the edges of the ribbon a little bit and glue that on top of the burlap ribbon. Replace the hanger, the sawtooth hanger at the back. Just screw that back in, and this is done, my friends. Quick and easy thrift flip. Now here we are for the final reveal, guys. I am so happy how all of these turned out. Let me know which one was your favorite. I believe that little house is mine, but that's just me. Let me know which one was yours. The family sign is also cute. Love it as well. Now my little shelves, I have a box of 7 of these. I've already used these 2. Now I need to decide what I'm going to be doing with the rest. Let me know what you think I should do with the others. But guys, don't forget the playlist. Don't forget Sammy's channel, CJ's channel, Trish and Kay's channel, as well as all the other creators on this awesome playlist. You will not be disappointed. And if you love budget-friendly content like this and you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do so before you leave. And to watch more, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And stay safe, my friends, until my next one. Bye.